Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Patrice, and in this video we will be discussing things I've read. And now let's get started. So this video is only going to contain 2 books, and they're actually 2 books that were in a series that I wanted to finish. A cozy mystery series. I did have one other book that I didn't even start, and that was Parable of the Talents by Octavia Butler. I didn't start it because I wasn't able to find Parable of the Sower, which is the first book in the series, and I wanted to read them together. So like I said, only 2 books in this video, and the mystery series is one that I reviewed the first book on my channel, and that was 2 Part Sugar, 1 Part Murder by Valerie Burns. And there have since been 2 additional books in the series. And I was pretty frustrated with the first book because I felt like there were a lot of unresolved questions, and it ended very abruptly. So I said, okay, maybe she answered everything like in these other 2 books. So I will pick these up and see. And I also wanted to get these because they are written by an African American author, and cozy mysteries are my favorite genre, and it is very hard finding books written by African Americans in this genre. So even though I did not have a good time with the first book, I decided to give these other 2 a chance. The first one I'm going to talk about is titled Murder is a Piece of Cake. Again, the author is Valerie Burns. And the summary says, a second bakery is opening in New Bison, Michigan under the ownership of C.J. Davenport, an investor with a reputation of sabotaging anyone who gets in his way. And Madison Montgomery tops his list. It's a sticky spot to be in, more so when Davenport turns up dead with a baby cake's knife stuck in his back. So again, we are catching up with Maddie Montgomery, the selfie queen who has inherited a bakery from her aunt Octavia. And in this second installment, like I just read, she's coming up against competition. Someone else wants to open a bakery, and C.J. Davenport, he also has ties to New Bison. So it's very, very interesting. He also has a nasty attitude and reputation, and he is definitely trying to take Maddie out. We are also continuing like the cliffhanger and trying to figure out who wanted to hurt Maddie's aunt Octavia in this second installment. So the things that I like, she has recipes included in this book. With my foodie cozies, I love when they have recipes and things that we can try to make based upon the what's going on in the book. So lots of good recipes. I copied down a few, and I will be trying those. And some of my favorite characters are back in this one. Miss Hannah, who is Maddie's boyfriend's grandmother, and then of course Baby, Maddie's big huge dog. So the things that I did not care for in this installment. So Maddie and her boyfriend, so he is a veterinarian. Again, he is the grandson of one of Maddie's employees, and I just think their romance is moving like way too fast. Like, she just got there and just met him, and they're talking, you know, like, it's just so over the top. Like, it's going way too fast. And in this story, Maddie is very insecure. Um, she's trying, I guess, I don't know, like, for someone, like, she's been billed as like this, like, reality TV star, well, former reality TV star, and like sort of kind of celebrity, but she's very insecure. But I guess, you know, I guess maybe that's normal for celebrities. I don't know, because I'm not one. But she came off as very insecure in this book. And we get another cliffhanger at the end of this story. And again, more questions that are not answered. And, you know, like, they're obvious questions that you are going to have at the end of the story. And again, we get no answers. And, you know, Maddie does like some very like dumb things, especially at the end of the book. But I guess, you know, that's to keep the story going. So I guess that's to be expected. There we go. I couldn't think of the word. That's to be expected, you know, to keep the plot going. So overall, I gave this story a 3.5 out of 5 stars. The last book in this series is titled A Cup of Flour, A Pinch of Death, and again by Valerie Burns. And this is the last book in the series. The summary says, thanks to Madison Montgomery's social media savvy, Baby Cake's Bakery is becoming a huge success. So much so that she's attracted the attention of her former nemesis, Brandy Denton. When Brandy shows up, she and Maddie have a viral argument. After Brandy's body is found at Baby Cake's, Maddie is the number one suspect. When a second body washes up on the lakeshore, it seems clear someone's out to kill to keep a secret. So the things that I like, again, this one includes recipes. I like that. That's really about the only thing I like. I am so sorry, this series. I hope this is the last book of the series. I hope this is the end and there are no more. Like, I had so many dislikes. Okay, let me start with this. So Hannah, Maddie's employee and also her boyfriend's grandmother, she has dementia, and so sometimes, like, throughout this whole series, she has given Maddie like important information, but during the sharing of important information, she conveniently has a memory lapse and can't, so she can't give Maddie like the full picture of the information that she has. So for instance, she will have info about a stranger that's been following Maddie around, and she'll be like right on the verge, the point of telling her like who this person is and why they're important, and then all of a sudden that memory goes. Like, it is like so like frustrating, because it's like, we need this info to solve this mystery. It's so annoying. Let's see. Yeah, so then if they want to ask her follow-up questions, they can't, because now she's got to go rest, because, you know, she doesn't remember anything. The romance again bothered me during this, because now they've taken it up a notch, and it is just like way too soon. She hasn't even been in this town for like a year yet, and they are just I don't know, like it's just out of control to me. Um, and Maddie is like very insecure in this book as well. Um, I don't want to give away exactly what happens, but let's say like an ex-girlfriend shows up. Um, she's insecure about that, and then um, she wants her boyfriend to do something. He does it, and then she's still questioning him. Like, you know, like all throughout the series, she's just been like, well, I'm not sure if he really likes me, and what if he doesn't like me? And he's like telling her, like, girl, I like you. Like, I wouldn't be here if I didn't like you. So yeah, just stuff like that. The one of the big thing is that the author, she gives us clues and info that invites like obvious questions, and then she does not answer any of the questions. It's like she either forgets that she gave us this information, or she just does not use it. Like she does not come back to it, and majorly frustrating. So this ends like things are kind of sort of wrapped up, but you still have questions, especially about her aunt Octavia. Um, like who murdered her, and like why, and everything. Like it's still like she tried to wrap it up, but it still doesn't really make sense. So yeah, I really like, I gave this a chance because like I said, you don't find too many cozies by African American authors, and I will still encourage people to, no, I won't. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, if you're like me and you need answers, like you need to finish it, you know, and you need stuff to make sense or at least be resolved properly, you probably will get frustrated with this. But maybe, like, if this is your first um, foray into cozy mystery, maybe it won't bother you as much. But it bothered me, and I hope there are no more books in this series. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh well. That's the end of this video. If you have read any of these books, let me know what you thought. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.